Kawehi, welcome to the podcast.
Thank you.
Dude, I'm excited, man. So Kawehi, for people tuning in for the first time, how would you describe yourself?
Ooh, that's a very interesting question. Honestly, I'm just like one tera, one mahine, one Kanaka that loves fighting. It's my passion. And I just have to be surrounded by like-minded people who share lots of aloha, whether it's to do with training or our culture and getting my hands dirty, in nature and like the user stuff. Just Miss Kanaka Aloha. Yeah.
Miss Kanaka Aloha.
Just
there we go.
Fight name. I don't know.
There you go. Oh, there you go. How did you get started in fighting? What combat sport was it first?
So I started with boxing. And I went to my uncle's gym in Big Island to help me lose weight because I was a collegiate volleyball player and I played up in Kansas and I gained, the freshman 15, something like that. So I came home for summer and I always enjoyed any kind of sports or training and just started training with my uncle. We had a boxing gym, AP boxing, and fell in love with it to the point where I asked my college coach if I could redshirt that coming fall and do my credits in Hilo since I was recovering from a PCL surgery and try to see where fighting took me. When my uncle told me there was a fight, and it was actually here in Maui at the Lahaina Civic Center. September 2016 or 15?
16.
Yeah. It was the last show that they had. It was Uncle Nante's show.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and I fought Uncle Nante's girl that, later down the line became my coach when I moved here. But and I got in there and I got rang and I went ham. I was just like a bull. All technique went out the window, and I remember it was to the point I think the girl landed maybe 3 shots on me.
Wow.
Because I just was like a bull. But then I also remember being super tired.
This is MMA or boxing?
This is a kickboxing match.
Kickbox.
And I didn't even know how to kick then, so my kicks are kind of wild. And it was a crazy experience because my referee at that time was John McCarthy.
Oh, no kidding.
Yeah, it was Big John. So first ever kickboxing match. Never even went to a kickboxing match in my life. And I showed up in an outfit that you would wear for volleyball. It's kind of funny because I didn't know what you're supposed to wear. And he was my ref. I ended up winning, and he talked to me after the fights and just told me I should pursue it, just learn how to take my time. I don't have to let out my guts all the time. And maybe one day he looks forward to seeing me on the big stage. And at the time, he was still reffing for the UFC. So I honestly feel like if it was someone else, I probably would have went back to college. And then I came to realize who he was. At the moment, I was like, oh yeah, you look familiar. I'm not too sure. And I just kept training, and then I won my next few fights, and I ended up giving up my scholarship.
Wow.
And try to pursue it. The love I had in volleyball is what I had I could feel the passion that I had in fighting, just learning something new, just having my whole body just, lactic acid, everything's tense. And back then, I would probably throw up all the time after practice, but it was something I was so interested in that I had to keep on going. And never ever would have thought I'd be where I am today. That's how I got into it.
Dang.
That's a long answer, sorry.
Yeah, no, and then from that point, 2016, and then we met 2019 a little bit, on social media.
Yes.
And then I was in your phone Mr. ADH fitness guy or something, bro. I was like, what is this, bro?
Wait, let me see.
Yeah, I remember you showed me that. I was like, oh. But I do remember because I was talking about it.
But no,
at the time, huh?
Yes.
Yeah, until recent.
I reached out to you because I remember seeing, I don't think it was Facebook, I believe it was Instagram. And so I grew up with ADHD, and I was diagnosed with bipolar, whatnot. So seeing it was, I believe, a video or something you did, like a speech at Queen Kahumanu. Is that correct?
Yes,
okay,
yes.
the memory's kind of vague, but and I reached out because I didn't come across a lot of fighters or other athletes at the time throughout my other sports that went through the same thing or like had ADHD or maybe had something else. And just to be able to relate, because I don't know for you, but for me growing up, if I like didn't raise my hand in class, like my classmates would like make trouble to me and make comments like, "Did you take your medicine today?" And because I would like speak out of turn, or I was just very energetic, too energetic, and so that really bothered me as a kid. To like go, I remember going to therapist like 4 days a week. You know, I had to see my school counselors all the time, just to check in, and it drove me to work and control, I guess, my hyperness, so that I could convince my therapist that I didn't need to be on medicine anymore.
When was it? High school?
So I was taking medicine since I think I was like kindergarten and first grade.
Oh, no kidding, huh?
Yeah. And I don't know if it was like I really needed it, but back then my grandma raised me, and she's gonna just do, what doctors tell you. But I remember, because I believe it was banned, this certain medicine, and years later studies found, but it's not, I don't know, it's something, I forget the word, I can't think of it, but it, I don't know, I just had to for it, but it made me really like tiny, like unrested, I couldn't eat, and I remember I would take it, I'd be really calm, but I'd be very exhausted, and it just made me feel really weird, like I couldn't be myself. So that was my drive to be better in school, and just kind of prove to everyone around me that I'm okay and I'm normal, and it's okay if I have a little bit more energy.
A little bit spicy, okay.
Yeah, and my grandma just put me in a lot of sports. I played like 2 sports. I remember like 2 practices every day growing up since I was probably like 2nd grade, and just to get me worn out, like so that I come home and chill.
Tired,
I'm not like driving her crazy. But so I saw your podcast, or I saw your video, and I remember reaching out because I was like, I need to talk to you. Like nobody else like openly talks about it at the time that I knew of. And then that happened, and then I didn't reconnect until, when was that?
What, maybe a year or 2? When did you move back home?
This month makes a year.
Okay, so last year.
Yeah. So that's when.
Because that's when I was like, we met somewhere before, yeah?
Yeah, and I still your number. Yeah. I still your number in my phone.
That was funny. I was like, hey, you get my number already? And you're like, yeah, Mr. ADHD fitness guy or something.
Yeah. So just the ADHD fitness guy, yeah. But because I remember what the video was, not because
I remember.
It's sorry.
That's easy to remember too. I didn't remember making that Kahumanu video because they had asked me to speak about it because I made a post on Facebook at the time.
I think so let's maybe Facebook.
And then I reposted it on Instagram, but this is when like Instagram never had videos yet.
Yeah. Reels weren't a thing.
10-second videos. Remember that? 10 or 15 seconds.
Yeah.
So I remember posting it, and then Tony from Kahumanu, she was running the place. Hey, John, can you just share that at the mall? And it kind of spread a little bit.
Was it about? What was the topic about?
It was about ADHD, attempting suicide, all that stuff during like the teen years.
Yes.
Yeah, and then the asthma, Because then, ironically, I was at the Kawehi, I ran up the stairs, and I never had my inhaler.
Yeah.
And then they called 911. Yeah, and then Tony was in the hole.
When you did this thing, sorry.
So that's when I was middle school. That part of the story. Yeah.
Wow. No.
Crazy. And then we re-met last year.
Yes.
But how did we met last year? Met through Jiu-Jitsu.
No, and I feel like Thai.
Oh, Thai.
Rada Thai Kashi.
Thai.
Shout out, my
Yeah,
boy.
yeah. It was my wrestling captain.
Yes, because I remember seeing like Troy guys and Thai's post before, and Thai getting back into it, and then I reached out to him, like, hey bro, like, when do you guys train or what do you guys do? And he's the one that like reconnected me with you. And then I reached out to you. Yeah, that guy. And same with boxing. That's how I got with John. I'd always known John, but I just, Thai was like one of my main. When I first moved to Maui, we were with the Joy Brothers.
Oh, that's what you were saying. Yeah.
Yeah, and when we were the same size back then, that was like my main partner. So, and we always kept in touch over the years, and they've always trusted who he's around. So I'm super stoked that he reconnected us. And it's been a very interesting year.
Yes. Yeah. I mean, a lot happened.
Yes, so much has happened.
Health, fire, all kind of stuff. Everyone's situation evolved.
Yeah.
Wow. I mean, your family was affected, huh? In the fire.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. My blood family and Policanas as well. And it was a very heavy time. And I'm so grateful for you guys being there for us and helping us. Because we actually went in the day it happened to the fire to go look for my sister. And it was still burning. I think we went in like about midnight. We waited till midnight. And it was crazy. We went through Kakaloa and his Uncle Cabo just that at those times it was like no laws matter. Like, to be very honest, it didn't matter. The National Guard was right there. We just like waited till he came right next to us, said something, and then just drove. They can't chase us off foot. Or like leave this what is it called, the station. And yeah, just going in there and experience that. And even after, man, I'm still experiencing it, I'm actually going to head to Line after this to go visit my Hanai sister, Ronnie. But yeah, if it wasn't for like our community, I feel like a lot more people would not have been here today, because it's a huge mental thing too. Like, the first stages are like, now that people can breathe, but then now people can have housings. There's like a lot of people where it would happen and nowhere to go. You have to move. Instantly move out and move their kids. So they didn't know what was going on. And answers weren't coming yet. And then the ones who stuck it out got some short-term housing. Recently they've now have no housing. And it's very hard on Maui and Hawaii in general with the housing crisis that we have. So I feel like now, even more so, like the mental aspect of everything, because they're not even done grieving, or like some aren't even grieving yet, and then now they like have to cater because they opened up back line, and it's a lot. It's just a lot of different emotions for sure.
Oh.
Sorry.
No, and what's gotten you and your family through it?
Honestly, just being together. But then it's also like hard sometimes, because that's sometimes the only topic that we have. to talk about. And only recently, like, our uncle went back and got to go look at his property, like, sift through everything, because he was on Front Street by Prison Street.
That's where your uncle is.
Yeah. We had multiple family houses, but he finally got to go back to the location. And it's so different when you're there, especially for the people who's been there their whole entire lives. And that's all they know. And, like, I remember when I first came to Maui, like, over 8 years ago, there were some people online who would call this side the other side, because they never left. They never passed the tunnel. You know, like, it's okay to just be there. So just have that all vanished, like, especially for the old, like, the parents or the grandparents. There's a lot more of they're like close friends or relatives that didn't make it. And I feel like being with each other in this time, like, I don't feel like there was ever a day where I wasn't seeing the family. Because, and, like, when I see the family, there's, like, everyone. And, like, we just all cook and take care. And it's like you're having a big luau every single time, you know. But on the other side of it, it's like you do need that time to just breathe and, like, time to process. And yeah, that, and I didn't get to do that, I think, until, like, almost 3 weeks, a month in. And the way I did that, for me personally, I would run. I just ran a run, and I shot the blocks, and for me, training's an outlet. Surfing's an outlet also. But I had this weird thing where I was like, I don't want to surf because all my favorite surf breaks are on the west side. So I had this weird stage where I was like, I don't want to surf, which is super different for me, because that was almost my outlet from fighting. You know, fighting was my outlet from, like, the world. So yeah, for me, I remember talking to a lot of you and Al and a lot of people close to me, like my family in the Big Island, and them just telling me, like, you just go work out, just go punch the bag. I feel that's what I need to do. You know, other people, some they eat a lot, some they go ride their bike, they go golf. I don't know, first swim. Yeah. Sorry.
Oh, that's important.
Yeah.
So with 2023 ending, I mean, it's crazy. It's already gonna be January soon.
Yeah.
2024. We're gonna see back in the cage already. 2024. What's the plan? You want to know? I want to know.
That's like the first question when I see
next
people.
Year. Yeah.
Yes, you know, that's the goal. I've been saying it though, but I'm battling myself with the self-discipline and commitment. I don't think a lot of people talk about it, but it's true. Like, a lot of people look at me and they're like, "Oh, you train, you did this, like, you're so active. Like, how come you just can't go back in there? What's going on?" And there's moments where I struggle with mental issues, and where there's moments where I don't want to leave my room. I just want to go to work. I come home, and it's weird because a lot of people see me as like, "Oh, she's a surfer fighter girl, like she's always doing this," and then there's times where I shut down and I go into like a shell. And I've been like battling that, trying to like regain self-discipline and motivation. I don't want to say it's because I'm getting older. I just think I wasn't taking care of my mental health and just like trying to just be there for everyone else instead of be there for me. That does take a toll, you know, on, I feel like, a lot of people. So for me, that's my biggest goal, and that's like my tunnel vision. I have big plans for next year. Here I am signed to Combate. My contract is up in April. I had a 5-fight 2-year contract with them, and I didn't get to fight yet because I had injuries and I was battling myself, which, you know, for instance, I couldn't lose weight. I couldn't get back to my walking meet. Couldn't stay consistent in the gym or consistent with my coaches. Or holding myself accountable, what I need to do to perform. Because for me, I'm not going to step in the cage if I didn't prepare and do everything I was supposed to do. Like, I used to do that as an amateur. I just wanted to fight. I was like, 3-week notice, 2-week notice, like I'm there. I didn't really think about it, but becoming a pro, you know, I have to take things seriously. My career does matter. I want to make the most of my potential. So I would like to do both MMA and boxing. I was talking to Chaz, one of the guys, about it, and boxing is my first love, so that's why when I just got back into training from the Flyers, I went to boxing. Because I knew, like, if I'm going to want to wake up and go anywhere besides Jiu-Jitsu, wrestling, strength conditioning, it's going to be boxing. And I asked Coach John, I was like, hey, like, can I just come train? So when I get my body moving, like, I don't want to commit to anything right now. I just want to fall in love again with the sport. And I'm so grateful. He was like really patient. He's like super cool and chill. He's like, of course, just let me know when you're ready. Like, just get you moving around. And then it got to the point that I was like, yeah, I'm just gonna come like 3 days this week. Okay, maybe next week I'll come like 4 days, and you know, and then try that for another week, and then I keep 5 days because I always been burning myself out. Like, I'll be like, okay, I haven't trained in 2 months, I'm gonna do it in 3 days. And I think my body can do what it used to do. No, it definitely can't when you're not working out the same, but I didn't want to burn myself out again. I felt like that was my mistake when I just moved back home. With my trainings in the beginning of the year, I burnt myself out and then I shut down. And I was like, do I want to fight? You know, is this what I want to do? Even though I know I'm really good at it and I have a bright future. And yeah, it's been really good. Like, I'm happy, I love it. I just gotta stop getting injured. So you can see this.
What happened here again?
We're not going to talk about that. Maybe sneak peek for the next episode, okay? But yeah, that's my goal. Like, I want to get at least 2 MMA fights in. Do a Jits comp, whether it's local or like on the mainland, and a boxing match. I just want to be active. That's what I want to do. I want to be active and just grow, and wherever each need to be one thing at a time. And yeah.
It's a spicy 2024, bro.
Yeah,
I like it.
I'm very excited. I just turned 28. Oh my gosh.
Wow.
Yeah, I just turned 28. So, you know, clock's not fully ticking, but it's ticking. So, I also, another note, I feel like this is, my body is like, I thought I was peaking before. And I'm like, no, like, I feel like I'm understanding myself as a female, as a woman, as like a sister, a friend, a teammate, that I didn't understand before. That's a big thing in fighting is mental. I mean, you can ask anybody. They're like, training is like, we're going to die in training regardless. But the biggest thing is your mental. If you're not mentally there, that can just throw everything off. And so I feel like this year, or these past few years, I've been growing into like a woman. Even though I've been an adult, you know, and maturing in that sense, that's what I'm able to carry over to my fighting and to what I do in my life to prepare. And I feel like a healthy Kawehi and a mentally stable and strong Kawehi is very dangerous in the cage. So.
Underneath the smile and the happy is a monster, bro.
Yeah.
Oh,
I I'm super. I'm not the one to like talk crap, but I'm like chill. But when we're in there, it's very different. It's it's just tunnel vision, and it's just me and another person. They're trying to do as much harm. They're trying to do as much harm to me as I am to them. And it's all or nothing. You're in there, and that's just what it is. You don't know who they are. You don't know what they're going through. They don't know what you're going through. But at the end of the day, somebody's hand's going to get raised. Mm-hmm. And I always say I love a war. I love to fight when there's blood. If there's blood, like, it's crazy. It's like, my fight name's the Tiger, because my dad, his little Tiger, which is like it's pigeon for tiger. But like when I like a tiger smells blood or whatever, like that's when it's like you just have that kill in your eyes. Not like literal you kill them, but that I don't know. It's crazy. You just flip the switch and everything else doesn't matter in those moments. It's just your body. You gotta understand your body. It's just purely you prepare for every single situation, and you just lay it all on the line. And I think that's that's why I believe MMA is the most beautiful sport, because you don't know what's gonna happen, and you gotta protect yourself. But sometimes you gotta take one to give one, and at the end of it, you hug your opponent. And I made like some of my bestest friends from fighting, like literally beating up each other, and then we're like hugging each other after. We're like, that was so sick. Like, oh wow, you caught me so hard. It's like, if you're not a fighter, you're like, oh my gosh, that's a domestic friendship. Like, what's going on with you? But yeah, I don't know, it's sick. It's
wow, so 2 fights, a boxing, a grappling.
Yeah.
Wow, it's going to be a busy year then.
Yeah, I want to be very busy.
Right. 2024.
I'm excited.
So, like,
do you have any plans for you?
Oh, man.
Because I know we talked about that a little bit.
I got too many, man.
It's okay. Let's hear it. Or can you share?
Yeah, I mean, like the immediate ones. We got some stuff in Muay Thai, in Jitsu.
Yeah.
And then the boys are fighting.
Yes, in February.
So there's that. And then there's all kind of different events happening in Hawaii. There's a Muay Thai event coming in March. April, there's Nagas. It's all kind of different events, so it's pretty cool. And then on top of that, there's a bunch of stuff. I'll tell you off camera.
Okay. Excited.
Super excited. I can't sleep at night. Like Jojo behind the camera, I'm just like, Jojo, let's make it happen. And he's just like, yeah. And all Alan guys too, they're like, what are we doing? I'm like, yeah, let's commit first. We'll do it.
Yeah. Figure it out.
Figure it out. It's exactly.
Just figure it out.
Yeah.
Sorry, like story.
Yeah. So 2024. I'm curious, like, what is some of your big ambitions? So, like, I'm going to talk about next year.
Yes.
But you know how you said, like, potential, future is bright, stuff like that. If you know, like, inside, like, you're saying, like, you know what you're capable of, where do you see big goal-wise?
Fighting, pertaining, or life?
We'll stick to the fighting side for now.
Okay.
Yeah.
Fighting, I like to be very realistic with myself, so that if I'm able to be the Kawehi I know I need to be to achieve these goals that I have, my biggest goal is, or like what I see in my future, is to be fighting for the UFC, is to be in the top 5 within the next 3 years.
Okay.
Like starting from next year. Like I would say say I don't get any injuries, I'm driven, I'm sticking to what I'm supposed to stick to, I would say it's huge, you know, but I mean, if your dreams aren't big, if it doesn't scare you, then it's not big enough. If people don't think you're crazy, then, you know what I mean, then you're not dreaming big enough. And the ultimate goal, of course, is to be a UFC world champion. I remember a few years ago, my biggest goal was to be the first ever 3-weight world-class female champion. I don't know how that would turn out now. I'm getting older. Because in my head, I was like, yeah, I'll be like 115, 125, 135. I don't know about 15 right now. But those are my goals, like 3 years ago. And regardless, whatever promotion I'm at, I want to be the best in my division. I want to be able to hold that position. I don't want to be like, win the title and then, or maybe it was a lucky shot or a lucky kick or whatever. That's why I got it and lose it. I want to be able to defend it. I want to be able to use that platform for my life goals and my community and what I believe in my entire life, you know, after fighting. But yeah, UFC champs, that's my goal. I mean, I love Bellator. I've had a few opportunities to fight for them, you know, and I have nothing against Bellator or the promotions. I just look at myself as UFC is the best in the world, and I want to test myself against the best in the world. And later down the line, maybe go to different. I don't know, but to me, that's my ultimate goal. That was the path I took, making my pro debut, why I made it for LFA, why I accepted that, why
because they're connected.
Yeah, because they're at the time we were sending the most people to the UFC, and moving forward with that, it was like why I didn't just pick up a fight for Bellator or do this is because I didn't want that. I wanted to stay in the path like my goal is this. If I do what my managers tell me to do, and I can show up and give that experience to the audience and give that performances, I'm gonna get there. I just need to follow that path, and it's drawn out for me, you know. I just need to make sure that I'm doing what I don't want to be a boring fighter. It's not something like I'm planning to do. So every day I train hard. I try to keep a high pace. Everything is 110%. Because when I get in there, that's what I need to give. You know, regardless if I'm fighting the best in the world or not. So, yeah.
Dang. And if you were to coach yourself then, Kawehi, for the next, let's just say 2 months,
okay.
How would you coach yourself? Okay, I need you to do this, Kawehi, I need you to do that. Here's what you need a little bit more in, Kawehi. Well, how would you coach yourself?
I would first tell Coach Kawehi.
Yeah, coaching yourself, yeah.
Coach Kawehi would tell little Kawehi to first take care of myself mentally and to be alone in my own self. Like what I mean by that is as who Kawehi is, trying to talk in third party.
No, that's the
as who Kawehi is, like I tend to just give myself like my time and like my everything to other things that I could be giving that to my training. So like first I would be like, you need to focus on just you. So if that means being selfish with your time or with being able to set boundaries, I would definitely tell myself I need to set boundaries so that the people in my life know that if it doesn't pertain to training and these goals that I have, like I can't participate in those things. It's definitely the first thing I would Coach Kawehi would tell.
First step.
Yeah.
Boundaries, prioritize training.
Yes. And then I would up the cardio.
Cardio.
Yes. I used to have really good cardio. It's the craziest few years. My cardio, I would make it to like how I used to be in boxing. Like I would just do my miles at least 5 times a week. Nothing crazy. Like do my 3 miles. Try to get a better pace every single time. And I would make sure to stack. I would tell myself to stack my trainings properly and recovery. Also to know that I need recovery. And that it's okay if I'm in pain or something's injured to recover it before I go back. Instead of like, say like, I injured, well, what did I injure? It was a bunch of
your shoulder. Yeah.
Okay, so my shoulder. Instead of like, okay, I'm gonna get some like work done on me and then I'll be good for tomorrow. It's like get work done on me, wait a few days. You know, like so that I can be fresh for the next week. Because if I was my own coach, I'd already understand that that's something that I don't do well is recover. Take recovery seriously. And just make the most of my days. Get it done, wake up early, get it done. If I wake up early, I can get 2 sessions in before I normally could get to my first session. You know, that's the mindset, like the GOAT mindset. Get your workouts in, by the time like people get into the gym, you're never too early. You know, and after a year of that, it's like you're gaining so much more each session you do that. Or each day, you gain like over a year on other people. You know, but being able to balance. And the last thing is to balance everything. To be able to just understand the balance with my life and with my training. Whether that's recovery, I use it as surfing, doing something I love outside of fighting. So I'm not, because I'm the type of person like I need the ocean. I'm so rooted to my culture. Like I need to go in the lobby. Like I need to go hunting. Like reground myself. I don't know if other people are like that, but I'm definitely like that. That's like my zen, and that is what gives me motivation. You know, I was in San Diego. Training up there was amazing. I was training with the best people in the world. I miss it so much. Such great opportunities, but for me as a Kanaka, it was so hard for me to get grounded there. And that's when I feel like I started losing my motivation. Even though I had literally world champions in front of me giving their time, I was losing that sense of motivation because I feel like I was losing the sense of who I am. So just being able to balance and reminding myself like who I am, where I come from. This is the place that I love, and I fight not for myself, but I fight for my people. I fight to show other Hawaiians and Kikiki that we may come from a small little rock in the middle of the ocean, but you can do anything you put your mind to. And you can be true to who you are. You don't need to change for anybody, for any amount of money. Stay true to who you are, and the right people gravitate towards you, you know. And when I lost that sense of that, I didn't know who I was. Sorry, going off track of like our coaching methods, but I think it's very important for a lot of people, whichever sport they play, is to be able to find something that keeps them grounded and connects them to whatever roots that they come from. Because I know, like, when I run on the roads, and I don't like running because my knees are rather slim, but when I run on the roads in Hawaii, I look around whether someone's honking at me or not, or I smell, whether it's dead grass or dry grass or beautiful grass, whichever, you know, we have all kinds of stuff over here. I look around and just the air itself, and I'm like, I feel it. I can feel everything, you know, like they say, take off your shoes or your slippers, and put your feet in the sand, in the grass. I love being barefoot. You know, the mainland people thought I was so weird. I was like, I need to be barefoot. I need to feel the aina. There's some aina there, but I need to feel it. because then that's what's for me. It reminds me of like why I'm doing this, why I need to push through. Like I'm tired, I want to stop, but no, I need to make it to this point, whether it's like an extra mile or two, and this what I have around me, it pushes me. You know, so.
It's advice. Yeah. Okay.
I talk a lot. This is all.
Wow.
Yeah.
That is good advice. The year ending.
Yeah, you know, I mean, if anybody else is like going through some hard times, like, especially for our loved ones in Mali, like find something that grounds you. You know, whether if you can't go to your favorite spot because maybe it's not there anymore, or that situation. Just driving, like I know I there was a point where I was going to Kenai, and I just stayed out there in my brother's house, and they would go hunt or do whatever, and I just was like, I need nature, I need silence, you know, and it took everything out of me, all the like sadness and anger and all these emotions I didn't want to be feeling, and I was like at peace. And so if anyone else is going through that, that's something like, it's okay to not be okay. You know, it's okay to feel. You know, it's okay to like take a drive or go take a hike somewhere and just turn off your phone or put on airplane mode and just be with yourself. You know, let your own thoughts be with yourself. And, if anyone needs to do that, I recommend it. Yeah, I promise you. Like, I mean, I'm not rich. I'll be like, I bet you $1,000 it's gonna work. But I promise you, if you guys try it, like, you're gonna feel so much better than you did before. Yeah.
Kawehi, this is freaking.
It's cherry. I don't know.
You know what though? I really do want to say. I really admire like how open you are about all the stuff you're talking about, because sometimes it's not easy. I'm like, oh, what they gonna think, and this and that, and I really respect sharing everything.
Thank you.
The highs, the lows, all the stuff.
I feel like I overshare a lot, but I rather people like when they talk to me or understand like who I am or where I come from is. I came from that, and I'm trying to break generational curses and what they want to say, and I want a better life. So I understand both sides, and I have an open mind to that. You know, like instead of like, oh, everything's gonna be great or it's always bad. It's like there's both. It's like like you need both, but that's where you need like to master it, to understand it. You need to be able to balance the two. You need to understand that, or I feel like for me, like I need to understand both sides of the spectrum in order to move forward and be greater from it. I try my best not to sugarcoat things. So I don't know if sometimes people may think this and that, but I'm like, it's the truth.
This and that.
Yeah, it's the truth, and that's what it is. Yeah, that's how the cookie crumbles. Yeah.
Oh.
But, yeah.
Have you been grappling recently?
No. Well, I was supposed to go back this week, and then boom, right in the head. Once this heals good, then I want to grapple. I miss it. I want to wrestle something else. I need to come back to the gym. Yeah, I know I've been like working big times, just like the timing and everything. But once my head heals, my plan is to go like do all my trainings. Because I was sparring the other week. Oh my gosh, that was crazy. And when we sparring, I was with the boy or fam. A lot of boys, like 8-minute rounds.
8-minute sparring rounds.
But they have those, so the cardios are amazing. And I didn't spar in a long time, like me and Georgia guys will spar, Thai guys in boxing and MMA, but it's like 4-minute round, or like 2 and 2, and then we take a minute break. But over there, it's like you switch every 2, but it's 8 minutes, and then we're doing like 6 rounds of that. It was. I remember coming downstairs and everyone's like, "Oh my gosh, you're like purple." I was like, "What? I'm purple?" And I look in the mirror, I'm like, "Oh my gosh, I am purple." Oh. My body was just like overeating so much, and I was like, "Oh girl, you gotta like figure it out." Ooh. But yeah. No, it's
big times.
Yeah, I just gotta like. This is a big reminder. My bosses told me at work. We're trying to be our accountability buddies.
Okay.
On reminding each other to slow down. He's older, and he's our bar manager, and he had a really bad leg injury, so he needs to learn how to slow down. Same with me. And so when I hit my head, he's like, "Kawehi, remember we talked about you need to slow down?" And I was like, "Oh my gosh, yeah, you're right." And the past few days, I've been trying to like really just understand that. Like, just take a breather. Just, I'm always running. Like I feel like my brain's always running. You know, or like I'm like try to squeeze. You know, I'm always running late, and I'm always trying to squeeze everything in one day. Now, one day off, it's like, it's never off day because I have like a billion things to do. And I just need to like slow down sometimes. And then maybe I wouldn't get injured as much, you know, you never know. But yeah, once it heals, yeah. I wanted to do the Naga, but I wasn't training, so I was like, okay, I don't want to just jump into that.
What, next year then?
Oh yeah, 100%.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I fought on the podcast. It's done. It's as good as done. As good as done.
I want to do a couple over here too.
Yeah. Smash.
Or like just like their triple crowns or 9-ins. I wouldn't mind going like up to the mainland too. I just don't understand the rule sets, so I just need to understand that better. I more so know EBI rules because of 10 Planet.
Oh, EBI, yeah.
Yeah, but yeah, like. I remember doing my first, I did a grappling at somebody that ended up getting first. And I went in like a bigger division because I didn't want to cut weight. And it was so sick. I was like, oh my gosh, this is like fighting. Like, what? And it was like, it was funny because like I was doing it and I was like in my fight stance and I was fighting here. But like as I was moving around and it was sick. It was so sick, but except for me, can't punch him and stuff. I feel like really remind myself, like, don't punch him.
Right.
Like, you're going to get disqualified. But that's when I was like, oh my God, I really love this. Like, the same adrenaline I felt as fighting was in there. You know, except you're trying to you're trying to like break each other's limbs or you're trying to choke each other out instead of beat each other out with your fists, elbows, or whatever. So that's what I want to do a lot more jiu-jitsu comps. If I can't be active in MMA or whatever, I want to be doing a comp. I want to feel that adrenaline. It's like a natural high, you know.
We gotta talk. We got some things going on.
Yeah.
Jojo knows. Jojo's like he's just grinning in the background. I know, 2024. So.
Okay, I'm excited to hear about it.
So before we wrap up, I mean, we could seriously talk, like, make this a 2-hour podcast.
Yeah, I'm so sorry. That's the one thing I talked for 5 minutes. 10 minutes. Like,
so we're gonna do one again sometime next year.
Okay, we're gonna recap this.
Do you remember the last time Kawehi we did on last year? It's gonna be like that.
Okay.
Just random questions, as simple as possible. What's your favorite strike?
So favorite strike, like combo?
Yeah. Or just like in general, elbow, kick, punch, right?
Can I have 2?
You can have 2.
Okay, yes. Definitely my jab.
Jab.
And a question mark kick.
Question mark kick.
And putting it together is ultimate favorite.
You guys heard it? Favorite submission.
Favorite? Ooh.
Because submission is the mission.
Hey, not a huge grappler. Nah. Favorite submission that I love to do. I just think like rear naked.
Rear naked. Favorite takedown.
Oh, double leg, blast them.
Blast double leg.
Blast double leg.
Head in the chest.
Yeah. Or, yeah, definitely double leg.
Where you feel most comfortable in the cage? Distance, striking, cage, grappling, opponent
in the pocket.
In the pocket.
I love the pocket. Future opponents, beware.
Oh.
I love everything, right? Yeah. I got an issue with that. I'm a long fighter, but I love the pocket. It's a boxing thing. I'm just talking to John about there. He's doing kicks, and he's like, come here. Kind of like, you should come closer. Yeah, because I'm in the pocket, rip like shots. Like, I don't know. But yeah, I love being in the pocket. I love being in that state of mind. It was like you're touching goal. You know, like it's more dangerous. I feel like being in the pocket than you are in the outside sometimes. But if we had like besides a stand-up area in the cage where I love to be, I would definitely say Phil Davis guard. Gotta shout out old Coach Phil. It's almost like a side mount, but not. It's like a certain guard. It's super dangerous, and it just makes your opponent feel helpless. I know this because I have had it shown to me, and I was on the opposite side of it, and I hated that feeling of I could not defend myself, and I couldn't do anything. So that's my second favorite. If we're like on the ground, that's what I like to do.
Wow.
Yeah.
There we go.
Yeah.
Jab, question mark kick, rear naked choke, blast elbow.
Yeah.
In the pocket. Where can people find you, Kawehi?
You can find me on Instagram. What is my Instagram? I think it's W. We're gonna put it in a link.
Yeah,
We're gonna put it like right here or like right here.
Yeah.
This link.
Like and subscribe to it.
Make sure to come back and check out all the different podcasts for everybody. But yeah, you can follow me on Instagram. I have Facebook, but I honestly don't go on it. So yeah, just follow the journey. If not, catch you guys at the beach or in the gym. Stay safe and love each other, and always stay true to your law. Yeah.
That's the podcast, guys. Kawehi, thanks for coming on.
Thank you, Justin.
Not down, man.
Thank you guys for having me.
See you guys in the next one.